A team assisted me to propose solutions and reforms to make our jury system more efficient and result-oriented. In order to get the buy-in of all stakeholders, the team went on to do media and stakeholder engagement on national and regional platforms. As we open assizes today, jury lists have been expanded to include all citizens qualified by law, including many individuals in the private sector. Over time, steps will be taken to further expand the pool from which jurors will be selected. With these reforms, it is our expectation in the judiciary that the time of citizens engaged in jury duty not being used efficiently will change, and now there will be more expeditious disposal of cases. The time for change has gladly come, beginning from today's opening of the criminal session, which will be occurring in all the regions of Ghana, where trials of indictments will be conducted. The following administrative directions already exist for presiding judges and registrars of high courts, where trials of indictment are to be held to assist in speedy and effective trials. Please ensure that 8 April 2024, I lay bare the strengths and weaknesses of our justice delivery systems, and I pray stakeholders to hold the hand of the judiciary to effect reforms that will enhance legality, ethics, due process, assets, and resources in the justice delivery obligations of the judiciary. I'm so glad to note that a year on, by the grace of God and the unrelenting collaboration and help of colleague judges, lawyers, citizens, stakeholders, staff and management of the judicial service, we have counted many significant milestones. At the end of March, a 24-hour running portal became available for round-the-clock training in paralegal subjects for groups of staff. This week, last week, we came near completion of practice directions on application of interest rates that will assist with efficiency in debt recovery cases. Now we are here today. The purpose of today's gathering is to formally open the criminal session to mark the commencement of trials on indictment. Mr. AngloGold, the Director of IT of Judicial Service. Mr. Joe Ofosu, Director of Communication. Mr. Charles Bailey, Director of Court Services. Supervising High Court judges of all the regions and all other judges, especially jury trial and countrywide judges.
Look, somebody said that why are you in the hurry to defend the Chief Justice?
Yes, why don't you just let it go through the process?
We are not defending the Chief Justice.
We
are defending the independence of the judiciary. That is our goal. The judiciary should be protected. Look, you remember 2012 up to 2013. You remember 2020 to 2021. How the Supreme Court, held our country together by their decisions. That tells you how important this institution is to our democracy. And so when we begin this process to politicize, when we begin the process to, in my view, to destroy, run down the judiciary the way we are going, then it is the beginning of the end of our democratic experiment. And it is sad. We should all be worried about.
But how do we avert that if this is a threat to our democracy?
I believe that in this particular case, right, the president should be the statesman that he is, the Democrat that he is, and allow the Chief Justice to do her work. Like I said, President Kufuor inherited the Chief Justice from John Rawlings. He worked with him. President J.E.A. Mills, may he rest in peace, he inherited the Chief Justice from J. Kufuor. He worked with her. Why can't we allow what we have come to accept as the norm to continue? Why are we destroying a beautiful democracy that we've built all this while? Why are we doing that?
We are also concerned about an attempt by certain individuals in government to push the removal of the Chief Justice. The judiciary should not be seen as part of the partisan political system in our country. All we need is to have an impartial judiciary to dispense justice. What is happening is unacceptable, and it's clear that the NDC government wants to infiltrate the judiciary and make it partisan. But my advice to all judges in the country: stand together. Let not somebody create an impression of one of you and think that by dislodging one of you, you will be the next. The next day, you would also be the next. So judges in the country must stand together. The judiciary must stand as one body and make a full statement to condemn this act. The Ghana Bar Association must also stand for the judiciary. Civil society organizations must stand for the judiciary. All these flimsy, pedestrian excuses, looking at what is out there, I mean, you wonder whether these are real, grounds for the removal of a Chief Justice. And, well, this is NDC for you. Some hardliners are still pushing for it. So I would plead with President Mahama. I see him as a statesman because this is his last and final term. So he's no more part of the mainstream politics. He should be looking at leaving a legacy. The hardliners in NDC should be kept on the fringes. They shouldn't be allowed into the center to disrupt the governance process, because they would want to remove everybody, and that will not be good for our democracy.
As we've all established, let's allow the process to continue. I'm happy that my president has not violated any aspect of the constitution. He has in fact dutifully allowed the process to go on. He has even been too magnanimous, you understand, in giving the CJ a copy of the petition even before it went to the Council of State,
Right.
which Akufo-Addo didn't do.
But he had alleged disrespect.
I thought we were discussing Chief Justice Torkornoo.
No,
What has President Akufo-Addo got to do here this morning?
There was a petition
Allow the gentleman who has served the country to enjoy his retirement. What is this President Akufo-Addo?
Even when the uncharacitically, the issues and the petition, the details of the petition were made public. Even when the president himself has not even transferred it.
You've had occasion to praise your president. I haven't said anything. You've done it one. Two, you want to go further. You want me to come in.
Please don't.
Oh.
Land on this.
Well, I haven't spoken with the president yet, and I cannot give any definitive answer to the question whether the consultation will continue.
What's your advice on this? Because of the
The president and the republic are my clients. I will not advise my client publicly.
The last time the former attorney general spoke, he said he expects nothing but the president to hold on the processes. Is that what is happening?
Well, he has filed an application in court. The court is here to make an order. So if he says that the president must hold on, is he saying that the court has already granted an order in respect of which the president, must not continue the process, right? First of all, he has to understand that this is the performance of a constitutional duty, right? And the law is very clear that you cannot enjoin the performance of a constitutional or public obligation. And so, for me, I don't see the point that he's trying to make by saying that the president must hold on to the process of consultation.
His argument is that because of what is happening here at the Supreme Court, the president ought to hold on.
Well, that is why I have said the president is performing a constitutional duty. And the law is very clear that you cannot enjoin the performance of a public obligation.
Well, what do you make of today's adjournment?
It seems strange to you, the decision of the AG not to come to court just because of a training.
Comments were made in court. I'm sorry, Captain, very much. So please, I'm not going to say. But I heard everything first, so I'm happy you heard everything. Yeah.
Well,
No, but Council,
is that an abnormal practice?
You were raising some concerns about the fact that the AG had written to the Chief Justice, but nonetheless, he sent someone to court to inform the court of same. I mean, what was the point you're making there?
Well, you had everything yourself. I mean, that, of course, it's quite odd for him to say that state attorneys at the conference, and for that matter, all the cases the country should attend. He is not a state attorney. He could not come to court. The matter is important that the removal of the Chief Justice. He couldn't come or extend the case to court by attending. The deputy attorney was also not a state attorney. He couldn't come. And what makes it more odd is the fact that they sent state attorneys, not even one but two senior state attorneys, to come inform the court that they are at a conference, and so the matter should be attended. That is all.
I mean, we know the consultation process are ongoing, and that is the process that you wanted to halt. I mean, that could have some repercussions in that they could come to the prima facie determination while you wait for the hearing to take place.
I don't answer the question.
The question is that you are trying to halt the consultation process that are ongoing. While the case has not been fixed for hearing yet, there is a possibility that that consultation process could come to a conclusion. Is that not what you are trying to halt?
Well, there's an application for interlocutory injunction pending. So why would anybody proceed? I find it quite interesting and quite odd, and be the height of a disregard for the rule of law if they proceed in that manner.
So as far as you are concerned, you expect the President to halt the consultation with the Council of State while this is pending?
It is not my expectation. It is the expectation of the law. The law expects that such regard for due process be observed. And so it will be actually a confirmation of their disregard for the rule of law. And I think that you should see the affidavit to be filed by the Attorney General.
I mean, there are those who have made reference to the fact that in that affidavit, he makes the point that there's no law that requires a fair hearing to be given to the Chief Justice. And there are some who are also saying that even under the previous government, the President gave a hearing after he had referred the matter to the Council of State already.
I would say that the law has a fine way of exposing the hearts and desires of men. The Lord has an interesting way of exposing the hearts, the true desires of men. And indeed, it's been evidence in the affidavit filed by the Attorney General. They did not intend to accord any right of hearing to the Chief Justice until the matter was filed. And they indicated it in the affidavit. So it's quite clear. Okay, I'll leave it at that. The merit determined by the court will argue in court.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.